Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to speak about the subject of what is beauty? Is it objective or subjective? What do I mean by that? Well, basically, in our society, we have a ton of advertisements that you'll see a little bit everywhere, be it outside while you're walking, outside while you're driving, or even stuff that you would see on television, or stuff that you would see in the newspapers, or stuff that you would just see pretty much anywhere, really, in your magazine, in your book. And everything is pretty much really told to us all the time, and we are basically being told what to like, what not to like. We're being influenced by the things that are really surrounding us. And that's why we need to really understand what has been subjectively put into your brain and what has been really inside of you your whole life, and what is really your objective decision or your subjective outside decision from whatever commercials, movies, music videos, whatever they are telling you to like. And I do think that also through the ages, if you really look at portraits, such as paintings and sculptures, the way that we see how a good body is, be it a male body or a female body, have really changed through time, and also through basically if you lived in Europe, or if you lived in Asia, or if you lived in Africa. There's very different subjective things. The most obvious is the biology effect, that usually if a woman wasn't super skinny and had a little bit of bubbliness, we'll say, that actually meant fertility. So it was actually better to not be super skinny, because if they were super skinny, and I think even maybe for a male, in the same way, it just meant that you weren't able to, first of all, as a male, be able to provide, because that means you can't even provide for yourself because you're super skinny. For a female, same thing. If she doesn't eat enough, then how can she bear healthy children, especially in those days when times were tough, and sometimes more than not, giving birth was a life and death situation, and if you weren't strong enough, you basically wouldn't be able to bear a child or die giving birth, or the child would die. And that's really how it evolved. And then if you look at old paintings from the 17th, 18th century, you often see that they have those little high socks, which I think are pretty funny. And it actually is very close to the calf, and it shows how the definition of your calf is. And now, in time, we've evolved and we've changed, and we've become basically accustomed to having big abs. But even from nowadays to the 80s, you can see a very, very different definition of what is attractive. In the 80s, it was all about the big muscle bound men, big hair, and that was really taken from having a physique such as Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is more of a bodybuilder physique, and you could see it in the toys, you could see it in the line of basically any movie that you'd see on TV or in the movies, cartoons, all that stuff. And even like the fitness videos and all that, they always wanted that kind of bigger. But then you look at, for example, the evolution of Superman within the ages, and you see what's the difference between the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and you see the different actors that portray that. And it's kind of funny, because really in reality, if you really look at the person portraying Superman in the 40s, he's kind of, his body's okay, he's not fat, but he's not really very athletic either, comparatively to if you compare it to a body of nowadays. So it really makes a big difference. And then nowadays it's more about being lean, so you can wear a shirt or a t-shirt and it looks all the same. It looks like you're skinny, but then when you take it off, then you look like you're ripped. And for women, it's it's always about being super skinny nowadays, but also toned. And of course, these are always physiques that are very difficult to achieve. And if you want to achieve them, you either have to go on a special diet, or you have to basically have to be willing to sacrifice stuff. And what people don't understand sometimes, it's not gene. Of course, genes play a lot too, but at the same time, we're also being fed all this sugar and basically this overwhelming amount of food that can just be gotten everywhere at any time, any place for cheap. And we tend to overeat, mixed in with the fact that we drive and stuff like that. So it's kind of difficult to sometimes get to that body shape if it's not your career. If it's your career, if it's your job to do that, then yes, you have to keep a good body. But if it's not, then either you do it for yourself because you're passionate about it, or I guess you let yourself go. But yeah, definitely we are very influenced by what people are telling us. And it's kind of like, even if you, let's say, don't find a physique or a person attractive or smart, if everybody around you is saying the same thing, how can you be very objective about it? Because the thing is that you would basically start, maybe in your head you might think, I don't really think that person's really smart or handsome or pretty or whatever. But because everybody's saying it, I don't think you'd actually be able to express that really, because I think we as human beings sometimes we want to be part of a group. We want to be accepted, and we can express things, but if 99% of the mass is saying one thing, it's kind of hard to go against it, because then people look at you weird, which doesn't mean that you shouldn't, because luckily we do live in a society where we are able to express ourselves, and even though we may be judged more times than not, there won't be any dire consequences really, be it physical or abusive. But yeah, I do definitely think that the media is really telling us, dictating to us what we should do, what we shouldn't do, what we should like, what we shouldn't like. And you can see it definitely even in the way movies come out. Whenever I see too many advertisements for a movie, sometimes it kind of like puts that little red flashing light on me, because the thing is that I look at it this way. If you have to advertise something so much that you're hoping that people will only watch it on the first day it's released, or the first weekend that it's released, then I'm thinking, well, I guess that they're in a hurry to make that money back, because they know that after the first weekend, after people start talking about how bad the movie was, or not as great as it should have been, then basically you end up losing money. So they either make it on that first weekend, or that money is lost. And that's really where things can get a little bit iffy. And that's why I'm saying everything is very subjective. They're trying to get they're not very interested, the media, in your objective reaction of it. So they're gonna subject you to something that might not be that great in order for you to spend that money, watch it, and then if you're objective about it afterwards, it doesn't really matter, because you already gave that money, so you can criticize it as much as you want. But definitely we have standards of beauty that are dictated to us by the things around us, and it's only if we can express ourselves that we can really be objective about it. Okay, well, that's it. That's all I have to say on the subject. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.